Hello, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are well. So, yesterday, I moved through a powerful emotional experience and I feel called to share it. So, this video might be a little different than my typical videos because I'm not necessarily sharing concepts that I have fully moved through and understand. I'm almost sharing a real time journey through my own emotional experience. So I'll start off by saying that I often feel very alone. Um, Yesterday, I was experiencing this grief. I just felt like I needed to cry, and I didn't really know why, but like I felt this cry inside me that needed to come out. And I've been going through this quite a lot lately. I'm going through a heart expansion, which means I'm shedding old emotions that is allowing me to remember who I am and why I'm here and all of this more deeply. And this is one of the reasons why I'm such a big advocate for feeling your emotions, because it's only through the experience of feeling your emotions that you arrive on the other side with clarity and understanding and deeper embodiment of who you really are. And so I used to smoke a lot of weed, and I recently haven't really. But I was talking with my healer, and she was explaining how mother mother marijuana, she is a connection for us to the mother energy, and she is a shadow medicine. She's very powerful, and she will show us where we are holding on to heaviness or distortion in our energetic layers so that we can transmute it and come into deeper alignment with our higher self, our higher frequency, the version of us that exists in the higher realms, because a lot of us have awareness of this version, but there is a separation between that version and what's happening here physically. And the only thing that is really separating us is our emotions, our beliefs, our thoughts, these limiting expressions that we have inside of us that are causing us to attract realities that are different than what we can see in these higher realms. So when we learn how to feel, we clear out that energy and we get to experience a life that is more in alignment with that version of us. So, yesterday I decided to sit with Mother Marijuana. And before I started, I set an intention. I asked, show me what I need to see, let me feel what I need to feel. And I also had set the intention that I wanted to paint. And as I was going about my day before I sat in in the medicine, as I was going about my day, I was seeing this vision of like a pregnant woman. I was like, I'm going to paint a mother, but I didn't know the deeper meaning of this. So at first, felt this grief, and it wasn't like a person, a relationship. It was like this deep feeling of being alone or being misunderstood. More recently, I have been having conversations with people. I have clients, I have friends. There's a man in my life that I'm interested in. And I've been having these conversations, and it's like I feel what is not said. Like I feel the energy beneath the words. I sense when people are holding back things they want to say. I sense when people are afraid to say things. I sense the emotions beneath the stories that people tell. I speak with my energy. And the thing is, a lot of people are not consciously aware that they're also in tune with this. So they don't have the conscious understanding that I am perceiving. And it can make it challenging to have conversations with people because where do I end? Where do they begin? Where is what I'm sharing going to resonate with them versus where is what I'm sharing going to sound crazy or be too much or feel violating even? And so I was sitting with this understanding of I realize why we are not all given this deep level of consciousness right away because it could very easily be distorted. If you were somebody that felt things deeply and you didn't have full responsibility over your own emotions and your own experience and you didn't respect other people's autonomy and boundaries, you could easily manipulate them. You could easily uh, put like send your will onto them. You could take advantage of their vulnerabilities, of their emotions, about what you feel that is not being said. And so it makes sense to me that as we go along this journey and we develop more and more awareness, why there is an initiation process and why we have to go through, we have to have our own deep understanding of unconditional love, responsibility, protection, safety, our own boundaries, because we have to be able to be aware of where do they end, where do I begin? Where am I actually feeling something versus where am I projecting something from myself onto them? Where what is my boundary? What is my truth? Where could I maybe lend a helping hand or whatever else? You have to know yourself so deeply to become aware of these gifts and these perceptions because you have responsibility in respecting other people. And I understand why people are scared of that or shy away from that. I mean, it makes total sense because like it is challenging. It is exhausting sometimes to constantly be translating your truth into something that can be understood by others or reflecting on okay, what is this me? Is this them? What is what is my truth? And I was thinking to myself, it feels like, I'm in a country where no one speaks the same language as me because I speak through energy, I speak through symbols, I can sense what is unsaid. And I think a lot of people can do this too, but they talk themselves out of it or they don't trust it or there's like a million different reasons why people might not fully grasp exactly what this reality is. Like it's so much more than just the physical. And it's sometimes so lonely to feel like you're the only one that sees that, feels that, understands that. And so I was thinking about all of this. And then I just felt this like deeper emotion coming to the surface of just like, I want my mom. Like, I want to be held. I want to be feel safe. I want to feel unconditional love. Like, going through this experience of remembering and learning and what is theirs, what is my, like all this energy overwhelm, like it's a lot to do by yourself sometimes, and it's exhausting and it's confusing, and I just had this deep sense of like, who is the one to hold me? Like, I want that. I want someone to see me, understand me. I don't want to have to translate everything that I'm feeling all the time or speak in a language that they'll understand. And at the same time, I'm capable of it, and we'll get to that part of it. But for now, I was mostly sitting with this feeling of like, yeah, like I want my mom. And this emotion was coming up, and I was like, crying quite a lot at this point. And I just had this flashback to like being a baby, like straight up out the womb baby. And like when you're a baby, you are the closest to the other side that you will be in this human experience. And like you are so much more than just Jillian, just whatever your name is, this body. Like this physical body is only one of seven layers, and you are so much more than your ego and your personality. you have all of this consciousness within you. There is a part of you that remembers all, that remembers unconditional love, that remembers unconditional protection, that remembers the soul and the soul's journey. And when you are first born into a physical body, you have all of this remembrance. You have all of this awareness. You are like straight up being transported from the spirit realm into this physical realm. And like thinking about how I felt recently, where I'm just like I feel like an alien on a planet. I feel like I'm in a country where no one speaks my language. Like thinking about that in the body of a baby that can't do anything. Like you're a baby. You can't walk. You can't talk. You can't take care of yourself. You can't even change your own diaper. You can't feed yourself. You can't do anything yourself. And you have this awareness, like you're like, what the fuck? Where am I? I'm in this new planet. I'm feeling all these things. And the person that is meant to take care of you, meant to love you, meant to hold you, meant to make sure you're safe, meant to like literally so much responsibility on that mother to like take care of such a precious gift as a baby, a soul in a body that can't do anything for themselves. You are so vulnerable at that moment. And if you think about a lot of the previous generations, the mothers didn't have the tools. Like mothers weren't raised with their own understanding of their emotions. They didn't remember being a baby born into a body. So they didn't know how scary that moment is for a baby. You know, there's so much out there that separates us from who we really are. And it's not our mother's faults. But like even the idea of like let the baby cry it out, or like, oh, the baby's having a tantrum, put them in their room. Like this this is so sorry, I had to let my dog in there. But like this is such an incredible responsibility, and this is something that I feel like we have so much stored trauma, stored memories, stored energetic impressions from when we were that young and when we were in someone else's soul care. And the role of the mother is so important, if not the most important role, really, because like the mother is what is shaping the energetic state of this child and giving them the tools that they will need in this world before they have the ability to have this awareness for themselves. And yet, so many of our mothers are so wounded. And this actually led me into an even deeper state, which was looking at it from like a very zoomed out perspective. Like the mother birthed the son. And if we have a patriarchy and we have this wounded masculine energy and we have all of this suffering and whatever else is happening in the world, we birthed this as the mother, as the mother. She birthed this. And so she is responsible in a way for what is happening. And at the same time, she is also healing because now we have these mothers who are birthing babies, and we have people taking back their own autonomy and becoming their own inner mother and father. And we have these people that are waking up and healing these dynamics and these relationships. But ultimately, if we go way back, the creatrix, the one who birthed the thing. And so, and I'm sure we could go back even further. Like, why would the mother, like the wounding of that mother, where did that come from? And that I feel like I'll need to go on another journey for to get to those answers. But just thinking about the idea of like what is happening right now, we created that and we are responsible for that. And we are responsible for healing that. And at the same time, as we have babies, we are responsible for just surrounding them with unconditional love and protection and giving them what they need to be successful, and at the same time forgiving our mothers and the generations before, because that goes back to the initial thought I had, which was like being awake in a world that like speaking a language that you feel like a lot of other people don't speak. Like a lot of humans don't have that full awareness of who they really are, and it's not their fault. Those of us who do have the awareness, it is our responsibility to share so that others can then remember as well. Whew. But yeah, just having all this forgiveness for my mother and gratitude for her for taking care of me the way that she did. Like, I'm here, I'm doing this, so she couldn't have done a bad job. But I also feel this deep sadness for that baby me who was so helpless and scared and needed unconditional love and needed to be held in her emotions and was so vulnerable to another human. Scary, terrifying, in fact. And then, yeah, I was just thinking about how I am going to be such a good mom. I'm going to do my best to be a good mom. Obviously, I'm sure I will make mistakes as well, and my children will have chosen that from me, my souls, my baby souls. They will have chosen me as their mom, so they will get what they need. But I want my kids to feel safe. I want them to feel loved. I want them to have the freedom to do what they want, but I also want to give them the tools so that they can be responsible and make good choices. And I want to save $100 a month so that when they graduate, when they turn 18, they just get a check that they can do whatever they want with, because they will be intuitive, aware, responsible human beings, because I will have taught them to be that way. And I will teach them autonomy, and I will teach them to trust themselves. And then as I moved through this, um, my awareness shifted a little bit, because I was thinking about what it means to be awake in this world, and like, how do we exist? How do we exist around other people? And I was like feeling almost like my energy was a little like violating, because I'm like, I know I have a strong energy. I know I've worked a lot on this energetic field that I have. And I know that when others are in my energy, their energy shifts. And then I remembered everything that I'm seeing is a reflection of something I've created, which means if something is in my reality, it also wants to be here. There's a part of it that has also attracted me to it. And we can't force things, because everything has consciousness. We have consciousness within ourselves, but also every other human being has consciousness. Every other plant, every other house, every other car has a consciousness, and it cannot align with you until it has also reached the place where it is in alignment with you. So you can't force things. But simultaneously, as you continue to do the work, your magnet becomes stronger. And so everything else around you also shifts at the rate that you are shifting. And if it can't, if it doesn't want to, then it disappears. But if it is meant for you and to come with you, then yeah, as you continue to work on yourself and be brave and feel your emotions and move through and heal, you are also going to positively impact all the lives around you. And everything else that you've created around you, because it is moving towards you as much as you are moving towards it. And as your magnet becomes stronger, it will attract it in more strongly. And so then we come back once again to this responsibility of being in unconditional love, being in unconditional understanding, giving people their autonomy, respecting free will, trusting your own free will, not trying to force or manipulate or control anything, because you understand that they are going through their own experiences as much as you are. And all you can really do is show up as your best self. And that comes sometimes with a whole lot of reflection and a whole lot of thinking and a whole lot of feeling. It's a spiral, right? You expand, you receive more responsibility, you also receive more power, but you have to be responsible with that power. And I guess that's why some people shy away from it or are scared of it. Makes sense. But yeah, essentially what I came to realize through all of this is that there probably are a lot of other people out there that feel this way too, but maybe don't have the language for it, maybe don't fully understand what's happening, maybe they're just the same as me or they feel like they're the only one, so they don't share it. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, because I think as much as I can have this belief that nobody understands me and I'm alone and I speak a language no one else does. I don't think that's true. I think there are other people out there who speak this language, but I think I have to put myself out there to be seen by those people, to actually be able to call in those people, and to also give other humans the benefit of the doubt that they understand more than, like not putting myself above anyone ever, never. Understanding who I am and also respecting that other people will understand it at the capacity they're able, and even if they don't consciously understand things, their soul and their subconscious understands my intention and understands my energy. And so with gratitude, like when I think about some of the humans I've recently attracted in and how much they do understand me and how much they do respect me and how much they do see me, I feel gratitude. And with gratitude, I feel grief because there is always a deeper level. There's always more understanding. Sometimes they try their best and they still don't fully understand, and that's okay. And I think gratitude and grief are two ends of the same pole. And when you feel through your grief, it allows you to arrive at gratitude, and you can't fake gratitude. But like at the end of the day, I am so grateful to myself for all the work I've done and also to this beautiful planet. And I am grateful to have this responsibility and to be able to speak through energy. And I accept the responsibility of making sure my intentions are always aligned with the highest good and the highest timeline, the highest good for all, not just myself. And yeah, so that was essentially the essence of my download yesterday. And today I feel so clear and so clean and so free. And I realized I just need to spend more time with myself. Like, spend more time hanging out with me, doing things that I want to do, that the different parts of me want to do, enjoying my awareness, enjoying my understanding, enjoying my deep emotions, feeling gratitude for them and for her. And yeah, honoring my feminine. Today I'm going to go outside and plant the garden. And I think I'm going to make some cherry blossom simple syrup. And I'm probably going to do a workout. I'm going to have some conversations and I'm going to share my vibrations through the ethers to those that can receive it, trusting that everyone is receiving it because everyone is a reflection of me. And whatever I have in my reality right now is here because it matches me in some way. And so it is my duty to send unconditional love and understanding because, in a sense, it is me. So I'm going to leave you there, sending you all the love, sending you all the grace as you learn on this journey. If this resonated with you, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.